those out-of-state court orders domesticated. So say I would have gotten divorced, my wife, right, takes my child and goes to Indiana, right? In the state of Florida, I get a judge that says all law enforcement, that ex parte order, what you're talking about, law enforcement officers give control of this child to dad. Okay? I get in the car, I drive up to Indiana, I go to the local courthouse in Indiana, and I say, here's my legal packet, I need to have it domesticated. What that means is now Indiana is going to enforce and recognize the state ruling in the state of Florida.
Okay. I've heard of domestication.
Right? So, and then Indiana will look at it and they will make a decision. Okay? So, something tells me, all right, that in the background, there were other facts around your case, right, that we're not being told about in this room, okay?
But
I'm just, there's something else out there that we are not being told about in this room for what have happened. Whether it's a matter of a function of how things played out, or a court order, or something.
It's actually probably a lot worse. It's a lot worse.
Something occurred that we don't know about as the two of us sitting here in this room. The issue that becomes is that is not an issue for the FBI. That is an issue. That is not an issue for an FBI.
But do you have proof that this child was sexually molested?
Yes, the state of Florida deemed that she was being sexually molested.
The state of Florida did, or they said that there's something to look into?
No, the state of Florida deemed that she was being sexually molested.
How?
By her father.
How? How did they make that decision?
When they did the forensic interview.
Okay. So then,
the Children and Family Services. Yes.
So then, if they said that yes, this child was molested, and we got proof of this, blah 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 blah, then there will be an arrest warrant out for his arrest.
But the crime actually occurred in South Carolina, so the arrest warrant would have to be issued in South Carolina.
Right, but they would pass that to South Carolina.
Yep.
And then there would be a
jurisdiction.
Right. So again, I can't charge a hands-on offense federally. If he came to me tomorrow and says, hey, I just molested my 6-year-old daughter. Okay, you're a fucking weirdo, but I can't do nothing about it. I can't charge it. Federally, we do not have the charge for hands-on offenses.
On hands-on offenses, you can.
Nope. Now, if you take pictures of it while you do it, or you video yourself doing it, I can charge it.
That's the difference between state and federal.
But this is where the FBI, state and locals do not cross paths much. Because they're hammered on the state side, but that hands-on offense is 10 times better than anything else.
Okay.
It's a huge, huge, huge
difference
penalty. Under the age of 10, it's a 25-year minimum capture power. In Florida, I don't know about another states. Florida can wear them out.
Yeah, depending on the age of the kid.
Right, mandatory life. But I mean, it's huge. I can charge.
All right. Now, do you understand why that video is so important? Because that is the FBI right there in their own words explaining the difference between state and federal. That is a big deal. And this is what I keep trying to explain. The difference between state and federal. You have to take it to state. He explained the civil. He explained the criminal. You have to take it. And he explained very well with custody, the difference between state and federal. He also explained very well, and he named names. You were the moderator with that group.
Yeah.
You were this person. So again, her group, this is what happened back then. And now you have a person sitting in prison.
Yep.
There were people that sat. I was part, and I am a witness. So help me God, and I wish I had never witnessed it. FranScam live aired a woman unaliving herself and refused to stop the live for views.
Mm-hmm.
Because she lost her child and refused to stop the live for views.
Yeah. And then everything that she's trying to claim we are doing, it's like she's telling on herself. We haven't done any.
Well, she tells on herself with everything she does.
We haven't done any of that. But going back to your video, me and Johnny and I were talking about this the other day, and I know Johnny is talking about it in his case because we were trying to understand the whole difference. That's what people need to realize, that it has to be a federal offense. It has to go, the federal's over here and the state is here. And that's what they keep telling her. It's a state issue. It's a state. You got to go through the state. And she just doesn't understand, and something clicked for me the other day. And I think it's because it kind of hit home for me, In California, California has been known for arresting mothers that are protecting their children. Okay. But what I figured out what it was? You know what it is? They are going to the Supreme Court, which is at the federal level. They are getting the paperwork, but they're not going to the state level and filing their paperwork at the state level. So the state levels are arresting them because they don't have the documentation to support that everything was reversed. You have to go through the process.
Again, that goes back to what have I been saying? process and procedure. You have to follow the process and you have to follow the procedure. And it's like you and I have discussed, patience. When you follow that process, yes, it's not going to happen like that for you. It's going to take time. It's going to take years. If you want to fight the court system and not do what they ask you to do within that time frame, and you want to fight the system, it's going to take you years. And by the time you get to that point, your child may be 18 years old and aged out, because just like the IRS, when you owe them money, they want it right now. When they owe you money, does it come right away? No, it takes forever. But that's how it works within our government. When you fight them, it's going to take forever. They are bigger than us. Yeah. That's just how it works. I'm sorry. It just is how it is. There's nothing we can do about that.
But I mean, it's not the same thing goes back to it too, guys. We are just trying to educate people, and it just so happened that it just so happened that I'm trying to get more educated and get educated on the bill process, because I want to look at some bills that I want to try to amend here in the Valley where I live. So it so happened that this whole bill process thing came up with Francesca Amato. It came in at the same time, and it just kind of, like me and Red and I were saying, we are trying to think of positive things that come out of these situations. We are trying to think positive, but at the same time, we have to also present the nitty gritty, and we got to show you guys. People are gone to federal prison because of this. People have been arrested. People have almost unalived themselves because of these groups and because of the stuff that is being presented to them. It's hard, to get involved with these people. And she is trying to have you guys sign, what is it, Red? Sign contracts, to try to get more ownership of you guys. That is not the way it works. You are an American citizen. You have your rights. You do not need to, be
and not to pivot away from what you're saying, but if it comes to and I used to own my own agency. I used to work with WWE, and I can send you information if you message me. If you want to fact check this, I'm happy to send you this. I worked with WWE. I used to work with one of the number one radio stations in the country, which was Clear Channel. Time they've been bought out. If you are filming anything, I worked with Mally's Hair Show. If something's being filmed and a producer comes to you, you sign an NDA that you are not allowed to speak about it, because they're going to be the first ones to announce it. You can't even talk to anybody that you had signed that NDA. You can't say anything. The Now Network, Hulu, Netflix, you can't even announce that you are even speaking to them. So that right there is a big red flag that she is not working with them. They don't come to your home to redo your studio. They do that in a day. And typically they already have a studio rented out that you will go to. They won't come to you. They actually have a B&B or a studio that they rent out for that. So that should be a really big red flag. I worked in entertainment for about 10 years. I owned my own business back in the early 2000s. It hasn't changed. That is never going to change. But for people to come out and say Netflix, Hulu, Warner Brothers, Now Network, that is just not true. That is not how it works. You sign major NDAs and you don't sign them through email. They have attorneys. They have many attorneys that put down a stack of NDAs. It's not a piece of paper or two pieces of paper. It is a stack of paperwork that you go through with attorneys page by page and you sign. They will not go through somebody else and have them sign third party. They will contact you directly. You will meet in a lawyer's office and they will be signed in a lawyer's office. So please be aware of that. That is not how that works. And if you do sign her contract, please be aware, contracts are binding. They are not circus candy. They are binding. And if you decide to go work somewhere with somebody else and she says, oh, you're going to go work for this, third party, even if it's a studio that's like a beginner studio, somebody that's just doing call it a B movie, that is still a binding contract. Mm-hmm. And she owns you. You ever hear about Kesha or the people that signed up with these big record labels as let's take Diddy, for instance.
I will never.
He signed on Kesha. He said, or Cassie, where he told her, we're going to do 10 albums. He did 3 with her and then never did another one. And she never made any money. And look at what happened. Kesha, same thing. She did 2 albums and then never did anything after that because she was bound and then spent all of her money going to court. And then she had no money left. Yeah. Please think before you sign contracts. Take it. You can have a free consultation with any lawyer. Please go have that free consultation before you sign anything. Contracts, regardless of how stupid they look, it's a contract. Go to a free consultation, have a lawyer look it over. That's all you have to do. It's that simple. Please do not sign anything without having a legal expert look it over. That's all I'm saying. Please.
Yeah, exactly. Just make sure you guys are educated on the process too, you know, and make sure that you're not getting scammed. And if you guys look at my post, you guys will see I don't just call out Fran. I call out them all. I call out judges. I call
Everybody.
out lawyers. I call out everybody underneath the sun. You know what I mean? Because if they are doing something that's wrong, I even promote lawyers that are doing good jobs. You know, my whole thing is on family court reform and the family court process and the court process. Sometimes I also report on like murder cases of domestic violence, you know, everything that is out there for you guys to get educated, and for you guys, because I understand how it works. If I present you guys with something like a bill or a family code or something about somebody did this in their state, sometimes it puts a fire underneath your asses to get going, you know, or something clicks. Something's like, oh, hey, I mean, because even with me, it's like that. Red is like that when we have our talks, you know, she's like, oh my God, she's like, I want to get my stuff out and I want to figure this out, you know, like why it happened in my court cases, you know, and oh, Fit Siren's on here. Hi.
Nice. Hi, Siren.
Yeah, like, you know,
right. And even saying that, like, if you're in Michigan, like I'm in Southwest Michigan, I'm right in between Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo. If you're looking for a good family court lawyer, Jim Craveld, he's one of the best of the best. And he did an amazing job in my case. Even after everything I went through, he's my third attorney, but he actually walked into my courtroom and he was like, why didn't this happen? Why didn't this happen? Boom. I got what I wanted because he was dedicated. He was loyal, and he wasn't there for the politics. He was there because he believed in the real justice of family court. And you have to do your homework when it comes to lawyers. Healing and I have pulled up lawyers in what they've been violated for in their own bar association. Why have they had suspensions? Have they had this stuff? And we can show you how to look that up and how to research attorneys in your area. You know, if you have questions, how do I find a good attorney? You know, don't just look at reviews. There's ways to find out.
So I don't want to say this like this, but there is some good AD advocates out there, but just be careful who you use, guys. Like I tell you that all the time, just be careful who you use. It's not monitored like any of these so-called credentials that these people have. You know, they're not regulated by anybody. There is no oversight committee, and that's what we are trying to present out there. And, you know, the only one that I think we really, really support and stand behind is Jay Shore. You know, and I know some people have told us some stuff about Jay Shore. Well, it's okay. You know, we have had him, and our team has worked with him and has had him in lives. You know, we understand that there are sometimes situations that happen where you're kind of, you know, go the wrong way, but as long as you come back, you know, like there's still hope for people like me. Red and I have helped so many people that have gone through the Fran scam, you know, controversy or, you know, situation. And it's been hard on us, guys. Like we get tacked, we get all this stuff, and we're still standing here. This is a hard story to do, guys. It's not easy. It is. It's a very hard. There's sometimes, like, I don't know if you guys noticed some of the videos that I posted. I'm after work going into these meetings and I'm so tired. And Red's all, Veronica, you want your face on there? You look so tired. I'm like, go ahead. I don't care. It's just a story. You know, I'm hoping I can save somebody, you know, $5,000 or $2,000, you know, that they don't have to pay, because there's no reason to be paying this money to somebody that honestly, like, if they can't really do anything in your actual legal case, why are you paying an ADA advocate $5,000
when you can pay an attorney that can actually help you?
Thank you, Johnny. My hair is great today. Johnny's like, Healing has good hair. That's why they're attacking her.
I threw mine up. She was like, we don't got to be pretty tonight. I'm like, I know, I'm throwing my shit. I'm in my PJs tonight. Whatever. It's all right. But look, I'm still sporting my business.
Oh, thank you, Billy. What does it say?
It says the Hideaway.
Oh, the Hideaway.
Ordinary.
I said hillbilly.
It should be the hillbilly. Tonight it is.
I read it backwards because I was like, okay, what does it say? HIV.
Well, it is backwards, isn't it? The Hideaway.
Gotta mirror that so the right way.
I know. I didn't mirror it tonight. I know. I don't care. I'm lazy. It's Tuesday night. It's all good.
Yeah, and like I told Red, you know, like even though I'm trying to move away from this case, like I'm sure all of the situation will still come up, because I'm just moving on I'm moving on more to Malibu Dallas and that whole situation, because I want to see how it correlates. I want to see what the difference is and what they actually, because he has the same credentials supposedly like that Francesca has. So I'm hoping that I can actually see and get a little bit more educated. This is education for me, and this is stuff for me to learn the different scenarios. And then I put it out there for you guys. It's not just to attack individuals, you know?
I think that the more research I do on Dallas, and I think kind of comparing the two is going to give us a lot more insight in how we're going to deal with it with FranScam in New York, and how we're going to file a little bit more with New York with FranScam. And like you said, the correlation between the two, which is going to help us a little bit more with the underbelly of the, the kind of, I guess you can call it like the dark side of the family rights movement, and kind of getting these scammers out from underneath, and getting them out of there, because these parents don't deserve this. They don't deserve to be, falling for this and throwing their money away and then being hurt and losing their kids anyways. They just don't deserve this.
And that's what I don't understand. It's like, okay, where are the regulators of this? Why are why do they not have people that are actually,
there's no protection. There's no protection
and that's what I said,
except for us.
Yeah. And that's ridiculous.
And we're just trolls. We're just trolls and mongers and whatever. But in reality, we are the only people out there trying to protect these people. And unfortunately, fortunately, but unfortunately, the people that move away and come to us and go, I got away from it. And they're so happy they got away from it. But we don't really have anything to offer these people other than the resources. But if they don't follow through with the resources, the complaints and everything, that kind of doesn't really do much for us either. I mean, unless these people follow through with the resources that we give them, it doesn't really do anything. So we need to come up with a system, I think, as well, that helps these people that move away follow through with the resources at the same time, filing these complaints with what they have. So I think at the same time, we need to come up with another kind of system that helps the people move away that have been scammed follow through with that next step.
I think there has to be some oversight. Like, I think there needs to be something at the state levels where they actually, because if that's the case, like it said in California, that they actually have an ADA advocate, like in each courthouse, then why are they having these other advocates go into the courthouse? They should only be using that advocate. I mean, kind of like the DV advocates that are in the courthouse. We're only allowed to use that one domestic violence advocate. I did do some training for my psychology degree, and I did do some training on like the SA stuff, and we're allowed to go in there and work with the police officers and work with the victims. Like, we're allowed to go to jails and all the other stuff, but you have to have the actual certificate and do like the training and all the other stuff. And it's like, kind of like, I know some of the stuff, Jay Shore did break it down for us, like about some of the training that they did do underneath some of these people, but I think it's kind of fell away from a lot of that stuff, like there's people scamming people and ripping people off, which is not right. And there's a couple of people, like I will admit, guys, when I first got into this, I almost signed a contract with somebody, and there was a part of me that said, no, I'm not signing a contract with anybody, and there was somebody that was actually, came all the way to California to try to get me to sign. And I was like, no, right now I'm not in the best of places on anything. If you're not in the best of place mentally or physically, or that all hell is breaking loose and you're in the middle of chaos, don't sign it. Sign anything. Like, it's a bad situation. Like we were discussing about the lawyers can be at least held accountable for what they're doing. You could file a bar complaint. If an ADA advocate rips you up off of that $5,000, there's no way that you're going to be able. And guys, today I knew that this was going to be a hard day today. Once I posted those actual hearings and those actual court documents and all that other stuff that I filed, I knew I was going to get backlash, guys. I knew it was coming. I was all red. I'm like, and it's only Tuesday, and I was mentally preparing myself 3 nights ago. I was like, okay, I'll post it. I promise I'll post it, But see, you guys understand, people are coming to me for help. Okay. So don't come bashing me. People are coming to me to help them out to get the word out.
That's the whole thing is, Fran don't understand is, I get up every morning too, and my stuff is flooded with questions about Fran. Why is she not doing this? Why is she not doing this? And I have people reaching out, asking questions, and I have to respond saying, well, the research is really easy. Why don't you look this up and then come back to me with your answers? Yeah. Because I'm not going to sit here half my day. I have 2 jobs. What? Well, I should say I have 1. I do have 2. I have a farm and I have a seasonal business, but I'm also going to school. So, I don't have all day to sit around and answer questions. I will answer if they're important, but most of the time my answer is, I'm going to tell you how to research, and then I usually send them to your Linktree. And, I'm trying to set up my Linktree, but I'm also going to school. So I have hours I have to get in. I have a farm to run. So I get up in the morning. I don't have time for all this, but Healing and I do these lives for a reason. It gives us a block of time to sit and do a Q&A. We invite you in. We invite everybody in, whether you're from her side, that side, this side, it doesn't matter which way you're going. It don't matter.
Wow.
We don't care. We will answer questions. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you. We don't care who you're with. But if you have a question, we'll answer it. We're not bashing. We're just trying to educate. That's all.
Except that they're Shane Coyle, according to Johnny.
Well, Shane Coyle, he can take a quota, go down by the water and put it in the meter and take a hike. Because he's a wanker.
Yes, he is, definitely.
Because he's a wanker.
My God, yeah.
He's a pisser.
Uh-huh.
I knew who he was the minute he came in.
Well,
I knew exactly who he was.
Johnny was saying that Temple girl was them, Shane. And I go, I don't know, but I blocked her.
Well, no, it probably is because he's one of those people that does I call it entrapment. He entraps pedophiles.
Yeah.
Sorry, I probably shouldn't have said that. He entraps people and then has them arrested.
Yeah. I mean,
He's one of those people.
Johnny said that it was him. He goes, that was Shane. And I was like, it's like, block her. And I blocked her. So the Temple,
they didn't come on my stuff, which is funny because I don't have them blocked. You know me, I don't block anybody.
Yeah. So that Temple girl came on last time when we had our last live. I don't know if you remember.
But you have to remember, Fran Scam will pay people as trolls. She did it before. There's been evidence of it. And she pays people to go in and disrupt lives. And she's done it before, and it doesn't surprise me. Yeah. And
well, she sent Shane Cole to us, and we have evidence.
We have invited Fran to come in for a Q&A. We have invited her to come in and have a civil conversation, which it really surprises me. She wants to go to Congress. She wants to talk to Congress members. She wants to talk to senators. In order to be a political person, you have to be able to answer hard questions, and you have to be able to debate, which really surprises me because in high school, you take debate. And you have to be able to debate. And if you can't debate, what are you doing trying to be in a position that requires debate, especially when it comes to a court position? A court position requires debate, especially if you're trying to do legal or anything. It requires a debate process.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm good at debate. I'd say I'm good at telling people what to do, but I'm not good at debate. I'm good at bringing people together, but I'm not really good at debate. So you have to pick and choose, like when it comes to putting groups together, like Healing and I have talked about, you put a group together. When you put a group together, you find out what everybody's good at, and you put everybody in a position of what they're good at.
Yeah.
Again, I'll say it again. I'm good at bringing people together. I'm not good at political stuff. I'm not good at writing. I'm not good at communication, but I am good at bringing people together, which puts me in a position of bringing people together. Healing is good at writing. She's good at, the things that she does.
Yeah.
We've got other people on the team that are good at what they do. So you make a good group by bringing people together that are good in their own way. That's how you make a good team.
Yeah. You
don't make a good team by putting a bunch of chiefs on one team. Does that make sense?
Well, I mean, the main thing with our group is we all believe in the mother and the father. We believe in 50-50. So that's kind of like how we all kind of coexist together, as we all believe in that. You had a part in bringing your child into this life, We believe
But we also believe that there's good parents and bad parents as well. Exactly. Sometimes there's going to be a bad parent. Sometimes there's going to be two bad parents. Sometimes CPS has to step in.
Yeah.
Sometimes
situations that you have that are out of your control, that you have something that you can do, and we believe
sometimes recovery is necessary. And when you recover, yes, you can work that process and get your children back. Recovery. I am not against an addict that wants to go through recovery. I am a daughter of an addict. Recovery is possible. I've seen it happen. I have a friend, actually I have a family member that has recovered and she has her children. It is freaking possible. It is possible. You can do it.
And if you guys just go through the court system and the legal systems, there is situations where it does not work out, and there's bad situations where it does happen, and if that does happen to you, take it to the federal level or the Supreme Court. You know what I mean? Take it to the higher courts if you are being wronged by the lower courts is what I say. But if you work at your normal state level and it is going for you and you're able to deal with the situation, it may not be moving as fast as you want to, but if it's at a nice, even pace, you know what I mean? I call it snail pace. I call it snail pace because it's almost...
That's what it is. It's snail pace.
And you got to remember that it takes 3 months, you got another hearing. 3 months, you do this. 1 month, you do mediation. The next month, you go.
You got to remember, you're not the only person they're dealing with. They got millions of cases. You are not the highlight of their caseload. There are thousands of caseloads out there. And the courts do not have thousands of people working for them as much as everybody likes to say. They don't. It's just like DHS. They don't have thousands of people working for them. I mean, I heard the other day, one Michigan caseworker for DHS, one caseworker has over 100,000 cases.
Yeah.
And they have to have in 1 month over 100,000 cases a month.
Well, how long has it been in my case? Okay, so when my son came to live with me, right?
Oh my God.
Nobody has showed up yet at all. Did the investigation or anything. I just gave up. I don't know what to do. It's already been more than.
And you're in one of the biggest cities in California, which just blows my mind.
Yeah,
Like,
it's been already 4 months, and I've called him multiple times, and I'm just like, I'm done with it. I'm over it. I can't do this anymore. I've called you. I've left messages. I've done my part. Is what I've done. And my hearing is coming up in January, and I'm going to have to tell the judge, like, there is an active open case, and I've called multiple times to try to get it closed.
is it?
And I have no
Is
idea.
it in your case? Don't they have 30 days to close a case?
They're supposed to, but it was referred to the DA, so I don't know what's going to happen.
But they also have 30 days to close a case.
I have no idea right now at this point. I
I
try
would
to
find out.
I'm gonna try to get more information to see. I got the case number, but that's all I got. But
I would find out because they have. I believe once it's referred, they have 21 or 30 days. And if it's not if they don't respond within that time, it's supposed to be dismissed.
I don't know what's gonna happen with it. And I even went.
Find out.
I even went to the police department. They said that they couldn't help me because everything has been referred over. They couldn't even give me a freaking police report. Nothing, because it's been referred over.
Then they've done nothing. Then they've done nothing. If they can't, have you done a FOIA request?
No, I haven't done a FOIA request.
Do a
I know
FOIA request.
Johnny was telling me to do a FOIA request.
Yeah, you got to do a FOIA. Don't go to the police department. You got to do a FOIA.
Yeah, because he was telling me, he's like, Veronica, you need to do a FOIA request because if they're not giving you evidence.
Don't do a FOIA for the exact date. Do a FOIA within a 3-month period.
Mm.
Make sure you do it a month after, a month before. Do a 3-month FOIA.
Well, I don't know. I'm hoping that they just send us to mediation and then we can figure something there. I mean, oh my God.
Remember what we talked about with mediation with Chris.
California is such a mess. I hate California.
That's because you got Newscomb down there, girl.
I know. Alicia just said something about Newsom right now. She's like, oh, that
No,
dirty dog.
Newscomb.
I
He's a
learned
dirty
from
boy.
little birdie Newsom is pretty,
That man wore a pair of jeans and his shirt rolled up to meet the president on the tarmac. That man needs a slap in etiquette.
yeah.
All right, girl. Hey, it's 11 o'clock. We're gonna get going. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate you. I hope we gave you guys some insight and some education. And we'll be coming back. We'll be coming back after Christmas. We might have a little New Year's Eve special for you together. We'll see.
Free resources, please, guys, in my link tree for you guys, booklets and everything else like that. Okay. Look them up. And
once again, we might have a New Year's Eve special coming for you for a
Yeah,
little bit. We will see. We will talk about it.
We might be a little bit tipsy, but okay, we'll try.
And the 2025 special we might have coming for you.
2025 special. So,
all right.
Good night.
Love you, girl. Thanks for all your stuff tonight.
Okay, see you next week.
Bye, guys.